Blackwater originally came out in February of 2007. Now we're putting out a newly revised and updated edition of the book in paperback form, and in this updated version we have about 100 pages of new material. The book opens with a comprehensive description of what happened at Nisour Square on September 16th, 2007. A small white Opel sedan being driven by a young Iraqi medical student pulled into an intersection in the Nisour district of Baghdad. A convoy of armored vehicles is driving down the wrong side of the street in that same intersection. Well, this particular car did not stop fast enough in the eyes of the men in the armored vehicle. One of the gunmen atop the armored vehicles fires through the windshield and shoots this young Iraqi medical student in the head. That shooting began a 15-minute shooting spree, during which some 17 Iraqi civilians were killed, among them women and children. And the men who did the shooting in those armored vehicles, they were in fact armed operatives working for Blackwater. It would go down as the worst, most violent incident involving private forces in Iraq to date in the Iraq War. And yet none of the men who did the shooting have faced any charges for what they've done. And in fact, Blackwater's contract was extended in April of 2008 for another year in Iraq. This is a company that has been accused of murdering Iraqi civilians, of shooting the bodyguard to the Iraqi vice president, of causing blowback attacks on United States troops, on hurting morale of the United States military, that has cost U.S. taxpayers over $1 billion for its operations in Iraq. Right now in Iraq, you have 150,000 United States troops deployed in the country. You have 180,000 private contractors. That means that the U.S. military is the junior partner in the coalition that's occupying Iraq. One of Blackwater's newest projects, which could prove to be one of its most profitable and most controversial, is that Blackwater started a private intelligence company, a private CIA essentially, called Total Intelligence Solutions. And the man running Total Intelligence Solutions is J. Cofer Black. He was a 30-year veteran of the Central Intelligence Agency. He also was the guy who ran the CIA's Extraordinary Rendition Program, the government-sanctioned kidnap and torture program. His 30-year CIA career, his network of contacts, his knowledge that was gained through his work in the most sensitive areas of the running of the United States government is now on the open market for hire. And they're marketing their services to not only foreign governments, but to Fortune 500 corporations. This isn't a liberal or conservative thing. You have a lot of traditional conservatives who are outraged at what they see as the degradation of the United States Armed Forces through the actions of these private forces in Iraq. This has everything to do with the future of war making and global stability. What does this say about the future of the nation state? You know, Bush has replaced a coalition of willing nations with a coalition of billing corporations. So we have a lot of growing up to do in this country when it comes to really taking on the forces that are doing the most damage around the world in all of our names and with our money, with our taxpayer money.